Legion, it's Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our Against quests for technical feedback. Those of you who have been listening to my content perhaps on headphones, or even maybe the difference is observable regardless, but I obviously have a new microphone right now. I'm really pleased with it. I had to play with my post-process a good bit yesterday, which prevented me from recording more Stellaris, but I still got some Stellaris out. And now I am obviously on to The Long Dark, having recorded 3 episodes with my old mic for Civilization when I got back from my weekend trip. So let me know how this sounds. Let me know how it sounds relative to the game volume, and we will proceed from there. But I'm going to go ahead and dive into my episode here because I have a lot to do. First of all, Jennifer's hungry. We have less than 500 calories in our store at the moment. So one of the first things I want to do, I need to put these hides down. I might put them outside. I don't know if hides actually slow down in their usefulness, or if they slow down in their degradation. If I put them outside in the snow, the same way that meat does, but they might. All right, now, I think one of these books I've finished reading, the other one I haven't. However, these 2 books I can get rid of, because we're about to do a lot of exploring this episode, so there's going to be plenty of looking around. Travel light. I think I will go ahead and put this bedroll up. I thought about it. You saw me thinking about it. And of course, we have these guts and pelts, and I think I will experiment with putting them outside. It won't hurt anything to put them outside. And that way I won't be carrying them around regardless. Okay, so there are definitely some cattails outside. I have a little bit of water. I'm going to... How's my energy? I'm going to go ahead and drink this coffee that I've been sitting on forever because I have a new tin of coffee. This will help replenish my thirst and hunger a little bit, requiring me to drink a little bit less water than otherwise. We're going to have to make some more water soon, though. All right, so we have the fatigue-reduced benefit of drinking coffee. Hang on, where do I want to put these exactly? Right here? Yeah. I don't want to be too complacent with my situation right now because, well,
starving.
There was a wolf howl right as I said, well. I mean, what more do I need to say than that, you know? And I don't think anyone spotted it. If anyone did, I didn't catch you. I didn't see your comment, ironically, because this is something I didn't spot. But when I was leaving the farmstead in Milton, I definitely left, there's no question about this, a gut on the rug. Go back and watch. There's another gut that was not in the main pile of cured guts that is absolutely positively not with me anymore, sadly. So yeah, I do want to have my guard up because, you know, we are in Mystery Lake and there's reason to be excited, but anyone who has watched me play The Long Dark, and you know what, it's not even really about me, is it? This is just a fundamental mechanic of playing The Long Dark on high difficulty, especially if you are a more experienced, perhaps at times more confident player. And just the reality of things is that I just picked up that cattail head as tinder, which I eventually won't need. I won't need tinder anymore. If you read the comment section, then you know why I'm giggling to myself right now. But yeah, it's part of the fundamental kind of survival process of playing The Long Dark, is that, you know, even when you feel like everything is okay, things can go dreadfully, dreadfully wrong. And so there is always the possibility, particularly on very high difficulty settings, when you feel like you have your feet under you, like I do now. There's some cattails. There's always the possibility that things can go wrong, and you need to have your wits about you at all times. Another thing I need to do is clean my rifle. Let me load the rounds that I found. Obviously, I have plenty of cattails that I can use to fill my belly back up, so that's good. But we are about to explore the houses on the far side of the lake once I finish scavenging the area for said cattails. There are fewer of them, of course, because we have the setting for vegetation at its lowest possible setting. Well, it might not be its lowest possible setting. You might be able to turn vegetation off. I can't recall. It's been a while since I looked at the custom settings and started this series, but you might even be able to just say, no, I don't want anything to grow in the wild. But I don't think that's possible. I think you can only have it on low. Kind of game-breaking to have an off setting for that, so that's probably not likely. So yeah, do let me know what you like of the new mic. It definitely, as soon as I tweaked my post-processing for it, one of the first things that I picked up on was that it was picking up a fuller range of my entire voice. And I thought my old mic was doing this. I did a good amount of work in my post-processing on my old mic to really fill out, my voice so that I sound like me when I'm listening to my own content. Just a very basic principle, right? Like you don't want you don't want your microphone to change the sound of your voice. But this one, so far, from what I can tell, is just leaps and bounds ahead of my old mic. And it's the same brand and same model, just a newer version of the same mic. I'm going to have to eat those cattails soon. So I'm excited because, it's a small detail, but sounding like yourself when you're a content creator. Hey, look, there's a bear. And some cedar firewood, which I can use to make water. But yeah, sounding like yourself when you're a content creator is kind of a big thing. You don't want to have to feel like you've got to put a lot of effort into that with each of your recordings. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and eat. Really? Just 4? Is that all I found? I mean, I'll take it. That's 600 calories. But that is not as many as I thought I'd found. And it's not enough to get me through the rest of the day without some meat. So I'm going to have to keep looking for cattail stalks for a bit. I know. We're making our way. We're almost there. We're almost there. Relax, Jennifer. Of course, I've already done some work on the ducking process. That was the last time, a couple of episodes back, that I asked for feedback on that. Just kind of let me know, how everything sounds relative to that. So there's that climbing rope. It's just... Hey, a deer. Hey, 3 deer. I could totally shoot one of you right now and have all the meat that I need to survive. But I'll do that later. Because I want to clean my rifle. I haven't forgotten that I said that earlier, but we're not going to do it while we're ootin' a boot on this snow. Okay, I think we're entering into the section where fewer, if any, cattails spawn. But we're making our way towards... I've got to get inside. We're making our way toward shelter. So, giving up one benefit of our exploration and gaining another.
So cold. So cold.
One of the major differences you might notice with the new microphone, for those of you who have been watching lots of Against All Odds, I think pretty much all of Against All Odds Season 4 was recorded with my old mic. Well, most of my content on my channel has been recorded with the old mic. But this one is one of the ones where I definitely have to be more careful. Oh yeah, I'm still going to go back to the medicine shelf in the office. Thank you for those of you who pointed that out to me. This is one of the ones that... Good, Pinnacle Peaches, that'll help. It requires me to kind of have my lips pretty much right up on the mic. And if I turn my head, I have to do what you see a lot of people who use microphones in live video recordings do, and kind of I have to kind of keep my mouth close to the microphone and kind of turn my head around, like pivot my head, my neck around the mic if I want to turn and look in another direction. So that's one thing I'm going to have to practice, because my old mic gave me a little bit more room. And I didn't feel like I had to do that. So, I mean, it's good. Again, this mic captures a lot more of like the full range of my voice. So, I'll take it. I'm going to go ahead and eat these Pinnacle Peaches, since I finally have a can opener with which to bust into them. I was a little bit nervous about food poisoning there. Okay, so that gave us a little bit more caloric value, thankfully. Also have a couple of Zoinkis now. I think I picked one up earlier in the episode without even really commenting on it. Yeah, I did. So anything that I haven't fully repaired, I can definitely do so now without having to use up my fishing tackle. And we're now also in an area where I can fish, so it's not just the deer that I can obtain. Oh yeah, one more house. It's not just the deer, but there are wolves nearby, and fish, and bunnies. It is great to be in Mystery Lake, with so much to explore. Tin of sardines. When has that ever gone wrong and against all odds? I'm going to go ahead and eat these. I think the rules for, and we can talk about this in the comments because I'm not as familiar with it. Sardines are a somewhat rare food item, at least for me. I think the way that it works is sardines have a higher percentage of condition at which they can still inflict food poisoning than other food items. So you have to be very careful about eating sardines. Hence my tongue-in-cheek joke about eating them, because I definitely have contracted food poisoning on, I think it was my last interloper run that I did on the channel, maybe? No, it was my second to last one, I think. Maybe it was my last one. Maybe it's been that long. But you have to be mindful of that. And maybe that's not true. Maybe that's a bit of an urban legend. But that's why we talk about it in the comments. Okay, good. More cattails. I knew there'd be a few here. It's funny, once you've been playing the Long Dark for long enough, especially in the oldest zones, you kind of learn, like the back of your hand, where things like cattails spawn, you know? And where they don't. There could be a wolf nearby, so I need to be careful. There is definitely a bear nearby. Good, 2 more houses back here. Still keeping an eye on my temperature. I say that like I've got a thermometer and I'm watching my actual body temperature. Which technically I suppose that meter is supposed to be, but... Okay, we're in this back cabin here, and
This stuff will come in handy.
a ragged sport vest. Hey, all right, so let's go ahead and put the ragged sport vest on underneath our new expedition parka, and we now have a fully clothed top half, but that sport vest needs a little bit of love. So we're going to do some repairs as we progress towards the end of this episode. A couple of books on the shelf. I don't really need more books. That's the thing. Not a lot going on in these new locations. How much cloth do I already have on me? Just 4? Tell you what, let's use our knife and rip this up. I've got a knife to sharpen, a hatchet to sharpen. Well, not anymore. I found a better hatchet by Max. And a gun to clean. And I've got to warm up somehow. Thank you, Jennifer, for that sage advice. I see some condensed milk.
Probably useful.
Nice. All right, a little bit more cloth there, and hey, there is a metal container under the bed with nothing in it. If you are just jumping into the series and haven't watched the earlier episodes where I went over the settings, which I did in the first episode, and it's definitely worthwhile to do that. But if you haven't looked at that, then I can definitely tell you just a little bit of information. We are playing on loot settings that are very similar to Interloper, but where they are more generous is with the items that spawn in the actual world. So I'm not talking about spawn in containers. I'm talking about items that you just find laying on surfaces, inside or outside. Oh, that bear is a lot closer than I thought he was. But we are upwind from him, so we're okay. Yeah, I got that terminal. I need to repair more stuff, and I need to clean my rifle. My rifle's not that dirty. So it'll hit something if I were to shoot. But the issue is I also need water. I could start a fire outside. Just outside. Like on the porch. Oh yeah, I could totally have a fire right now. There's that bear. He's coming right toward me, actually. That's not convenient. I'm going to very quickly check for something back here. For those of you, speaking of those of you who kind of want the tour of the zones, that's one possible location where a rifle could spawn. Hey, bear. Well, damn. He's kind of messing with my day. We'll step back outside in a moment and see if... I could also kill the bear. That's the other thing. Speaking of using the rifle, I have the option of killing the bear, which I might just do in the beginning of the next episode. So, I have this herbal tea, and I have some medicinal teas that I can drink that will fix the fact that I have no water to drink. So maybe my best course of action right now is to go ahead and clean this rifle. It takes 12 minutes with each cleaning. Cleaning skill still works a little bit more in an antiquated way than other skills in the game. Okay, we're going to put this thing all the way up to 100%. I'm going to take a shot at that bear. I think I'm going to do it before I end this episode, because we need to get rid of the bear anyway. And having a bear carcass to live off of and to provide us a bear hide. Oh, hello, fog. It's kind of a big deal. Except when you can't see the thing you want to shoot at. Well, that's kind of frustrating. Okay, I guess we're not going to kill a bear at the end of this episode. I know I got you all excited. I didn't mean to do that. I obviously didn't know that it was going to get that much fog here. Well, hang on. If I know the bear is gone, then that means I can do this. Yeah, there we go. I've started a fire like this in similar situations. Can I potentially put it there, though? That would be nice if I could have it in that little cranny. I just want to have this thing as protected from the wind as I can get it. All right, it's not exactly protected from the wind, but we do have... The magnifying lens has no chance of starting a fire at this point. We have a book on us. We have some birch bark, which we can use for tinder. I have some accelerant, too. Not going to use it because 80% is good enough for me. We're going to start a fire and use this fire to make some fresh water so that I can sleep soundly without using any of my... Really? So glad I found the wood matches. Without using any of my... words come to me.
Come on,
Medical supplies. Teas. Teas of any kind. Because it's teas that I don't want to use. It's the reishi tea, the herbal tea, the...
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so let's go ahead and add the cedar firewood. And some sticks. And then... Thankfully I have a couple of cans on me. I am crouched, so that lowers my detection range relative to wildlife. The bear is close. I hear him. Or more accurately, I hear the bear crows. You guys can probably hear them too. All right, so that definitely puts us in a better position. A little bit of tension to end this episode, huh? Not the friendliest feeling that I'm getting from the world at the moment.
Man, I'm not sure I can carry much more.
I've still got some time on this fire, and I prefer not to waste it. So let's drink to top off our current meter. This fog is not clearing. All right, we're going to have to put some additional fuel on this fire. Or maybe we won't because it's an outdoor fire. Hang on. Is that you? I think I saw the shadow of the bear right there. Okay, that's all we're going to get out of that fire. I'm going to step inside here. I'm going to rest to create a save point. Ooh, okay, that was a little bit of tension. Unexpected. There's a bed that I'm feeling my way around to in the dark. Lots more water now. I'll have to get those cans off the... Well, I really don't. I've got more laying around, but I can grab those before I leave. Tell you what, so I don't forget. Let's step back outside. Where am I? And why is my fuel meter for this thing not showing up right now? It's weird. Don't know where the bear is. Yes, I was nervous just stepping back out to see if he was there. Nerve-inducing, to be sure. Okay, now we can eat a few more cattail stalks. I don't want to wake up too terribly hungry. There are more cattails to be harvested nearby. And if I can kill a deer in the next episode, which I'm going to try to do, to where we have another stash of meat, I'll do that. And that'll have some deer hides curing, and we can eventually have some deerskin boots in addition to our deerskin pants. Okay, we're going to drink that water, and I am going to make this save point, and this episode is going to be super late today because it's 12:34 as I finish recording this, but I really wanted to get a good episode in here, so hopefully you guys don't mind. Let's see, 8 hours to sleep should be good enough. We're not going to get all that sleep in, but we should wake up in the morning with the chance to look outside and see how things are. Oh, no, not quite dawn. And we still have the opportunity to sleep a little bit more, too. Let's drink some water to burn off some burden. Wasn't expecting that. We wake up fully rested. All right, let's take a quick peek outside to see how things look. Oh, no. All right, still foggy as hell. We've got an interesting beginning to the next episode. I'll stop this one here. In the next one, we are going to go check on that prepper cache. We're going to head back towards the camp office, having harvested all of the cattail heads that we can, and we will, in the process, try and kill ourselves a deer and maybe a bear. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. Do continue to give me some feedback on the audio, particularly the new microphone. Let me know how it sounds. If there are any points where maybe it peaks a little bit too much, or any kind of technical feedback that you can provide, I'm open to it right now because I'm trying to just keep recording content without doing a whole bunch of testing and the usual kind of stuff there. So you guys can definitely help a good bit if you have experience, just kind of listening to different types of microphones, or if you actually have, audio engineering experience, any kind of perspective you can provide on how it sounds, I would appreciate. Again, thanks for watching. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.